Hello and welcome back with You Too Can Be Prosperous in 2022. And it's an absolute amazing journey. And if you join us now, 2022, you too can be prosperous because you can.
Good morning,
Hello,
Nadine.
Jackie. Good
Hello.
morning.
It is absolutely wonderful to see you back again, and thank you for letting me off and go on holiday. I'm back now in my chair, and we're ready to be completely prosperous because 2022 is bringing us a whole new energy, and it's an opportunity to let go of what happened in 2021, release it all, and actually start fresh. You've got an opportunity now to completely be prosperous and abundant. And we just focus on that and raise your levels of awareness.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we just had a conversation about the flower of life and how everything is connected. So this is the time you connect the dots because you too can be prosperous is not just a title. It's a mission. It's a, manifestation, affirmation, whatever you want to take it to. So the only thing you have to do is to connect the dots, right?
Mhm.
So that's
And
so beautiful to know.
it is. And you know what, Nadine, you've just reminded me, we go to gym and we try and do things, we eat healthy to feed our bodies, but we need to feed our minds also. And feeding our minds is with a material like being prosperous, but thinking about what your thoughts are every single minute and just stop yourself when you're having those negative thoughts to be able to say, whoa, 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 stop. Let me think of the prosperity. Let me look at what I can be grateful for in this opportunity, in this moment, and look for the opportunities. Listen to your intuition. Listen to that inner voice talking to you because it's going to guide you and it guides you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah. So let's read. You want to read today?
Yes, I'd love to. So we are on page 64 of You Too Can
Mm-hmm.
Be Prosperous. And I'm going to kick off with we all want wealth in one form or another. But financial wealth comes not through special abilities, talents, thrift, influence, environment, favorable conditions, or physical effort. It comes as a result of thinking, acting, and believing in a certain way. Those who follow
Wow,
this way,
Jackie.
mm,
Wow. Let's go
consciously
over
or
this again.
unconsciously, exactly. So it comes as a result of your thinking, your acting, and importantly, your belief in a certain way.
Yeah, and in a certain way is key here. And that's also what's mentioned in the book, The Science of Getting Rich. So
Mm.
they were written in about the same time. I'm not sure about when Robert Russell wrote this.
Roughly in
Um,
the early 1900s, I'd say.
yeah, that's what, well, yeah. So in a certain way is super key here, and I guess he will describe
Explain it.
how that will show up. But the thing is, it's not by special abilities, talents, thrift, influence, environment, and favorable conditions or physical effort. So that's what we have been trained in all these years. Just make this course, just work harder, just, and it's not that. But in simple words, it's a higher consciousness of tapping into those prosperity frequencies, right?
So true.
How to do that, we will now read, but just know that it's not the special abilities, the environment, the thrift, influence, or talent. It is of thinking, acting, and believing in a certain way. And
I love
if that's something you want to master, reach out to Jackie and myself because we teach this. We teach this in Thinking into Results. And if you want to have more information about how to implement that, so just reach out. Yeah, so let's see what that certain way is.
And this is it. Those who follow this way consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously, as he puts it, purposefully or accidentally get the results. So you do find people who do think more positively, do think of, okay, this is not such a great thing, but what are the opportunities that come from it? And you'll see how through that their life changes. Sometimes we have to make it consciously, where we think this is a negative situation, but how can I change it to a more positive? What can I focus on that's more positive? So sometimes it comes naturally, and sometimes you've actually got to think about it on a conscious level. And that's what he's meaning there. Those who do not follow this way remain in want. It's not a matter of choosing a particular locality, line of activity, business, profession, or job. It's not a matter of living in Podunk, Iceland, or Florida. It's not a matter of being bright or dull, smart or stupid, strong or weak, sickly or well. It's a matter of doing things in a certain way and of holding to that way through thick and thin. Very important. Very important.
Persistence.
Mm-hmm. And that's using your higher faculties, and the higher faculty of using your will and your reason. Not just going by what you see, your 5 senses, see, taste, touch, smell, hear. It's about you tapping into the higher faculties, your will, the persistence that you have, and your reason, your thinking ability, looking at it from a different perception.
That's right. So it's not if I see it, I believe it. It's if I believe it, I will see it.
Exactly. I actually have to underline that. So potentiality of one is the potentiality of all. That's important. We mustn't think, oh, they've got so many better contacts, or they've got so many better possibilities and opportunities than me. We all have exactly the same. And when you start thinking that, you can change.
Yeah, and that brings me back to the flower of life. And that's actually the first law of that everything is connected and transmute. So the potentiality of one is the potentiality of all. So just know that all potential already exists.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to do is to tap into it, to find the right connection, frequency, path, whatever, but all is already there. So in this case, the potentiality of one is not specifically you as one person, but it's of one opportunity, of one idea, of one thought that is the potentiality of all. Correct. It's one thought that can make you rich. It's one action that can make you rich or prosperous. Let's stick with the word prosperous, right? Yeah. So the potentiality of one is the potentiality of all. You can have it all by just doing one or becoming conscious of this one thing. And that's amazing.
Huge. Yeah. If anybody has wealth, you can have wealth. If anybody has a beautiful home, you too can have a beautiful home. The law of supply is no respecter of persons, since like produces like, and since the law of cause and effect works in the very same way for all persons and at all times. Anybody who follows the law will infallibly demonstrate an abundant supply.
Wow, amazing. So let's keep it at that. I think that's so much to think about. Let's perhaps reread this sentence. The law of supply is no respecter of persons, since like produces like. That's the law of correspondence, right? And since the law of cause and effect works in the same way for all persons at all times, anybody who follows the law, and there is I recognize here about 5 universal laws in this one sentence. So if you follow the universal laws, you will infallibly demonstrate an abundant supply.
So true.
And that's so much to think about. So
maybe we'll discuss the laws of the universe next week, Nadine. Right.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. So thank you so much for being here. You too can be prosperous. Tap in every Friday morning around this time, a little earlier or less. Around this time, every Friday morning, get inspiration because you too can be prosperous. We're Jackie and Nadine, your hosts for this, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, everybody, for all your support. And we look forward to taking you through the month of January, February, March with You Too Can Be Prosperous. Thanks, Nadine.
Thanks. Bye-bye.